All right, man, we in here. I was gonna go for the Lions, but for the Pistons today, but the Pistons actually play today. They play tomorrow. I mean, the NBA season is winding down pretty quick. You know, yeah, they play Boston today. Then they play in Boston today. Boston red hot. Then we play at Cleveland tomorrow. Then we got Friday off of Saturday. So Pistons sit at what 50 57 games. So yeah, they sit right at 57 games. Um so yeah, the season winded down. I thought I said the All-Star game was okay, they come back to 26, my bad. So yeah, they got tonight, 16th. Okay, this is their last game until the 24th, till not tomorrow Thursday, but next week Thursday. So we have plenty of time to talk the All-Star game, which has definitely been terrible through the last few years. I mean, just the weekend and it's actually totality. So it ain't been what it used to be. But yeah, today's the last Piston game. So tomorrow, Friday, we got a snowstorm coming from 3 a.m. southeastern Michigan. I said 3 something. It's either 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. or 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday. So Thursday to Friday or something like that, 4 to 8 inches. The last snowstorm wasn't that bad, especially if you're driving through the suburbs. They tend to get their streets clean pretty easily, man. So yeah, the Pistons they should right at 57 games, and yeah, the season almost over with. Yep, it's almost over with. Tonight it'll be 58. They on pace to lose. They on pace to win less games than last season. So after tonight, they have 24 more games left on their season. So that's it. But I wasn't planning on doing a live today at all. And I ran into an article about Brad Holmes, which I don't really listen to Rico and Mike Valenti or the Valenti show, whatever you want to call it. I don't like, at one point, that was kind of like my thing to do because that kind of went right into what I was doing, but I'm really not in the car, not at a certain place to listen to it. So apparently Rico Beard made up a really good point about Brad Holmes. Like, it's something that kind of like really, my bad, I didn't do that. But shout out to Rico. And he made up actually a really, really good point. He made up a really good point about it's not a good look for Brad Holmes coming from the Los Angeles Rams organization as a scout personnel, king of scout personnel, to actually send Stafford to the Rams and then win the Super Bowl because it looks like treason. And obviously, whatever happens, the owner has to press play. And you already know I don't like how they sent Stafford to where he wanted to go. They had a better deal. It depends how you look at it. It's subjective. It seemed that they had a better deal on the table from the Rams, which would have gave them two. They would have had to pick like two top 10 picks last year, right? Now we know this pick is a 32nd pick in the draft. That's official, like a referee whistle. It's the 32nd pick. It's the very last pick in the first round, which, like I said, I don't care. I'm going to keep it real. It's always exceptions to the rules. How do I make sure I said? It's always exceptions to the rules. And I think it's some great talent kind of going into that end of the first to second round. I mean, there's been some flops there, like Rashad Penny, but he getting it together. I mean, Landon Collins with the top of the second. It's been some great, like the second round, there's been some great talents. DK Metcalf. I mean, you got some talent, that you could turn this to future first. You could turn this to multiple mid, second to third type of picks, depending on who has picks and whatever, it's not actually the worst thing ever. It's been some really good talent. Derrick Henry, Michael Thomas, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Darius Slay, we know that per se. So it's been some really good talent, kind of like late first, early second round. So to me, it really wasn't about the pick, but obviously a lot of people think, oh, I could have ended up with Justin Fields and Penei Sewell. Per se, we have to see what Justin Fields' trajectory come in at. What's so funny talking about him, you ask me like, what I see from Malik Willis or from Justin Fields. For what I see from Malik Willis from his junior year compared to Justin Fields last year at Ohio State, which was his junior year, this is my opinion from what I've seen. Haven't looked at the senior tape from Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis is a more polished quarterback coming into the National Football League than Justin Fields was. And I just looked at his senior year. Now, is some footwork concerns? Yes, but he actually understands progressions, look downs, look somebody off. He understands defensive progression, what most Ohio State quarterbacks don't understand. So at the end of the day, when you look at the quarterback race, even when you look at Lawrence, you look at before we get started, Trey Lance, you look at Zach Wilson, who I absolutely love coming out the draft, Mac Jones, Davis Mills, Kellen Mond. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. So yes, you got to understand. It's not a one-day job. You're supposed to progressively get better, and everybody clicks in different situations. So yeah, I'm not sorry on any of the quarterbacks, but on face value with Todd McShay, Mel Kiper, and everybody was selling last year, it failed to meet expectations. So remember that. It failed to meet expectations. So Rico Beard implies potential ulterior motive in the Brad Holmes trade of Matthew Stafford. Shout out to Rico, 97 on the ticket. It says no longer can former Detroit Lions quarterback Matt Stafford detractors say that he can't win the big one. True. He said just over 1 year after his franchise-altering trade to Hollywood, I saw Jared Goff and draft capital head back to Motor City. He led Los Angeles to a victory in Super Bowl, 56? I don't know, LVI, this past weekend. And many fans and commentators see as an indictment on the futility of Stafford's former club. Was some funny business going on at the time of the trade, according to Detroit sports radio host. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Okay. I never really thought about it this way. And it's always good to give people's, Lions fans don't want to hear this. I don't care. I'm doing this live for me. I ain't gonna lie. The live yesterday, that was for me. The live today is for me. I don't care if only 2 people listen. If you like the truth, if you like this type of stuff, I don't know if this per se the truth, but if you like a different angle at it, he definitely got a point here. So he said, was there some funny business going on at the time of trade? According to one Detroit's radio host, it's not out the realm of possibility. During today's show, which was yesterday, I think it was. I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. The Valenti show with Rico, co-host Rico Beard said that the Lions GM, Brian Holmes, may have been throwing a bone to his former team. Of course, Holmes had previously served at the Rams organization in the various executive roles before his arrival in Detroit in 2020. Rico said, quote, it's a bad look because Holmes left his former team and looked like he just handed them, take this. We'll take second round pick from you. But Beard said, quote, it's not a good look for Brad Holmes. Now we've got to wait to see who the person is in the draft. But yeah, they lost this trade as of now. The Rams gave up a second round pick and a first round pick next year to win a Super Bowl. Right now, it looks like Brad Holmes hooked his boys up. They asked, shout out to Detroit Sports Nation, great content coming from them lately. Does Beard have a point here, or is he just looking to start a pot? He definitely has a point. There's definitely validity here. Because if you think about it, once you go get hired for a job, right, they call your references. A lot of jobs, this may not be as prominent today because of the pandemic and they need people to work ASAP. But some situations, they call your references. They say put 2-3 references down, at least one reference who used to work with, and you put the references down, and you put people on there you hope say something good about you, or you call them ahead, like, hey, make sure you hook us up. And considering the Rams, give me 1 second. Weather changing, but considering that the Rams, probably put a good word on them, there's a relationship there. And it isn't out the realm of a possibility that Brad Holmes hooked his homeboys up. It's not. And Lion fans are not gonna want to hear this. But what you gave up right now, as it looked like, you gave up 2 second round. You got 2 second round picks and Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. And the second round picks are not just the worst thing about it. Honestly, it's not. The worst thing about it is you took Jared Goff back. And Jared Goff is that bad. Detroit said he won the Minnesota game. He won against Jordan Love in the second half. He beat Kyler Murray. Obviously, we see what happened with Kyler Murray. He pulled himself out the game in the playoff game. If you didn't read about it, go read about it. Right? And people try to act like there's a spark there. That's just like the girl you got a crush on. A girl come up to you and say hi or excuse me. Can you hand me that behind you? And you like, oh, she got a crush on me. No. It's not that. Jared Goff legitimately sucks. And anybody tell you something different, and it's like they said after the trade, it was saying like, well, a lot of people was calling about Jared Goff. Who the fuck was calling about Jared Goff? Excuse my language. Who was calling about Jared Goff? I need names. And not only did you give the Rams, did Brad Holmes give the Rams the homeboy discount, he also did them another solace by taking Jared Goff's contract off the books. Now, the Rams they say, you know what? We take the 2 firsts, we give you the 2 firsts and 2 thirds. We'll dump Jared Goff. How I always assume it happened was, we'll give you a first for Jared Goff, and we'll give you another first or another third or a third. As long as you take Jared Goff, you can have the 2 firsts and the third. That's how I assumed it happened. Now, just in my imagination, when I heard the trial, I said, well, they probably took more draft capital to take on Jared Goff's contract. But then they say afterwards, a lot of people wanted Jared Goff. He was in demand. He was a hot commodity. And he was a winning quarterback. Most definitely, he was a winning quarterback in this league. But so did Trent Dilfer made a Pro Bowl. McNabb was a winning quarterback in this league. Troy Aikman was probably the ultimate bus driver in this league. John Elway won in this league. I mean, it's a number. Michael Vick won in this league, and he didn't even study. He went to Green Bay and beat Green Bay in the playoff game. Something that Stafford still ain't did to this day. But I think he got a point. I think Brad Holmes hooked his homeboys up with a draft pick. Would help to help them win the Super Bowl. And are the Fords tentative enough what's going on? No, they idiots. They probably damn near don't even know what's going on at Ford Company. But that's how Mr. Ford got the team. They wanted to keep him out the offices and keep him out the meetings, so they gave him the Lions. As a stay out the office as a hobby. And that's why they run it as a hobby. It's a multi-billion-dollar hobby. A hobby that creates generational wealth, by the way.
Good googly moogly.
But this man is probably he owned something. Brad Holmes came in and gave his homeboys the 5-finger discount. And now those first round picks are second round picks. And like, now who knows? Usually the Super Bowl loser falls off the next year. And I'm expecting Cincinnati not to make it back with this core or with Chase and Burrow. How about that? And we just gave them. So is Brad Holmes wearing the Detroit Rams, or is the Detroit Rams tattoo on his chest? Absolutely. He did not. We know for a fact that they did not take the best deal on the market for Matthew Stafford. The best deal on the market was The Carolina Panthers deal. That was the best deal on the market, as it was being. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. What did I miss, CJ? I'm sorry to be that student that's late for class.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'll read it over again. I'm gonna have to read it. Rico Beard implies yesterday on the Valenti show that potential ulterior motives in the Brad Holmes trade of Matthew Stafford. Now, he said, quote, he says, it looks bad because Holmes left his former team and looked like he just handed them, you take this, we'll take second round picks from you. Beard said, quote, it's not a good look for Brad Holmes. Now we've got to wait to see who that person is in the draft. But yeah, they lost this trade. As of now, the Rams gave up a second round pick and a first round pick next year to win the Super Bowl. Right now, it looks like Brad Holmes hooked his homeboys up. They said, does Rico Beard have a point here, or is he just looking to stir the pot?
I mean, you got to look at the forwards, though, allowing Matthew Stafford to just point in that direction after, the alleged, meeting up with Sean McVay during the offseason. So it's been a lot of suspect. Yeah, so, there's definitely signs everywhere if you want to look there. But Brad Holmes did a good job with the picks that he had. That's the thing about it. But could have got more. Could have got it. Probably could have got like a fourth rounder more or something like that.
He didn't spend none of those picks yet. All those picks for this, was it the third last year? The third last year. I don't know who that pick was.
Aleem McNeil.
Okay, Lee McNeil the third, and then you got a first, late first, not mad. It's a lot of talent that landed in the second round. Like I said, Landon Collins, late first, Clyde Edward a year. Lamar Jackson was a late first round pick. So but he has a point here. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, when there's smoke, there's fire. But it's just like, do we have time to be paying attention to that, or are we going in another direction?
At the end of the day, we don't even know which way is up.
Exactly. That's true. That is true. If he's misleading us, right.
Like right now, Aiden Hutchinson is riding shotgun. I did some film work with Aiden Hutchinson, and I came to a conclusion. I'm going to say my conclusion. If you heard my little space on Twitter, you know where I'm going with this at. I'm going to look at more Kibba, though, but I came to a conclusion about him. Like, hey, man, I don't think he's a top 15 guy. But Michael say, from the second round pick, just simply not true. That's a big difference between 32, 33, and fifth year option, 33. You can't. From a contractual standpoint, yeah, but from a talent pool standpoint, it's virtually a second round pick. That's what he's saying. You one pick away from second. The second round picks, the biggest difference is they get paid quicker. That's a different year pick. The fifth year option is based on the organization. Simple as that. So it really is what it is. One more year just takes away how can you call it? It takes away a franchise year, or gives or waits or delays a franchise year. Renardo, salute. Y'all need to be out there trying to get Von Miller over there, bro, with Chandler Jones. Get y'all some more help in Buffalo. Y'all niggas had a shootout with Kansas City. Man, that's like going to have a shoot. That's like my man's in that Black Western Jay-Z was behind. That came on Netflix. My man's wanted to have a shootout. Yeah, harder. He wanted to have a shootout. My old boy was around here cheating and shit. He was like, I told you, stop messing around, boy. He said it depends on how you see it. I was surprised on what we got for Stafford, but he's cleaning up from the last regime. F up. I was surprised too. I don't think more.
You know what they got to do. You got to clean it up. You got to get us good quarterback play. You want to wipe our nose and wipe our tears. Get us quarterback play. Get us Malik Willis.
They got him falling. Tom McShay got us taking Aiden Hutchinson and him falling to Pittsburgh, by the way.
Oh, man.
You know how that go. You know the Lions going to take Aiden Hutchinson, bro. He said, Carl, you hate Stafford like this draft, but the trade is suspect because the Rams went all in on the trade free agency. You can call them the second round pick, but they are the first round, so it comes with it. The fifth year is an option. It doesn't matter. Think about it this way, right? You have a fifth year. It's an option on the team. even without that 5th year, you have 2 franchise years if you want to really keep them, even though, depending on the position, they come at a high tag. But you still control somebody for at least 6 years. It doesn't matter. I still can control you for 6 years. With a tag, with the 5th year, I control you for 7 years. So it doesn't really matter. If you say I hate Stafford, I laid out the facts yesterday. Him and Trent Dilfer got the same amount of Pro Bowls, and Stafford's Pro Bowl came as an alternate. So you can say whatever you say. I asked a question. I'm still yet to get a response. What a quarterback or player has less credentials in the Hall of Fame or the same as Matthew Stafford? And I still have.
That's the crazy thing about it. That's just simply a question that's being asked too early. It is too early to ask the Matthew Stafford Hall of Fame question. It's too early. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is in the league. How many more seasons than him?
I think he. Let's see. His credentials. If Aaron Rodgers walked away 5 years ago, his credentials still be better than Stafford. But most of them. So he is. If you're talking about just been in the league or started,
just been in the league.
So 4 years before Stafford. And if you're talking about a starter, he started 1 year before Stafford got to the league. Because Stafford got in 2009, right?
Yeah. Yep. I want to say that. Yep.
Let me double check all these. I don't want people to, oh, you lying. Stafford started in the 808. So yeah, so he been in since 05. Stafford been in since 09. We know Stafford redshirted a couple years thanks to Jeff Backus the second year. I'll never forget that game, the Calvin Johnson game. So he's been in the league 4 years before Stafford. He started 1 season before Stafford got in the league. So yeah. Yep, 05, 09, if you consider talking about actually being a starter, is he started 1 more season before Stafford got in here. The very next season he became a full-time Stafford then. I didn't know he went.
Then again, also, this is what we got to pay attention to. See, this is what they throwing around. This is what Richard Sherman wants to throw around. Oh, he only made the Pro Bowl, such and such. He needs to shut the hell up with that. We know he was worthy of it several seasons and got robbed.
I wouldn't say.
But if they gonna bring that up, like, yeah, he should have been.
But I would look. The 1 year he got in was one of his worst years. I can't say he was worthy several years. Because look who he was going. Look who he was going up against. Rodgers, Breeze, Wilson. Who else was around this mug? Tony Romo was a regular season.
But that's what I'm saying. You would have to check the sheet every year because a lot of those people opted out, and it was other people that stepped in that wasn't better than him.
And you could say that Jay Cutler, but you could say, but people, you can just do it yourself. I did it yesterday. You can dig into the stats. Stafford has thrown for over 30 touchdowns just 3 times, including the 17th game this year. So there's certain things you have to look. You can look at the yardage. That's fine. He plays in the pass-happy league. But once you compare his credentials to Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, it's a lot of niggas you got to let in. And I put emphasis on niggas, not quarterbacks, niggas that you got to let in before Matthew Stafford. They have better credentials. It's just a fact. And he's still rolling.
I feel you, but I always feel like this with the Hall of Fame. Each person has their own trial. We'll take Vic to trial and we'll see what he got top to bottom.
They won't let Vic in.
What he do shouldn't have nothing to do with what he do. We just got to one at a time go top.
It's a bar. Well, Richard Sherman said it's a bar. He says the bar has been set too low. When has we start letting everybody in here? He says at least Matt Ryan.
Richard Sherman never played on a team under 500. He's never been that guy.
That's been that guy. That's fine. That's fine. But he's not saying, it's not like he's saying me. Well, I should be in. He just said he didn't make a case for himself. He said, when has the bar been set so low? That's it. People getting in because they crying and what's the dude that was crying for the Cowboys? They finally let him receive Drew Pearson. He was let down every year. Then they let him in for sympathy. Either nigga you're in or you're out. At the end of the day,
I get what you're saying, but if we're gonna go over the last 10 years, 12 years, bro, the NFC North has been way tougher than the NFC South. So the name Matt Ryan is getting tossed out there off of his accolades of piling up 2 easy wins on Tampa Bay, piling up 2 wins on North Carolina. Look out. You're in it every year just like Aaron Rodgers is with us.
Well, I can't say that division top to bottom was Aaron Rodgers is dominant. There was no dominant quarterback, but he did have to go through
the last 12 years.
Cam, Drew Brees. I don't even know who Tampa court. Jameis was giving you 2 wins. I can't lie there. Jameis was giving you 2 wins. Well, Richard Sherman said you can break it down in time you want to. What he said was absolutely right. There's no quarterback who has the same credentials or less. True.
But that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying the argument is too early, and why is he coming out of nowhere with it?
Because he's seen it like everybody else on his timeline. Like, man, that nigga ain't no Hall of Famer, and he actually has a podcast on Pro Football Focus. And at the end of the day, he's been in for 13 years. If you want to take the first 2 years off because the Lions destroyed it with injury, it is what it is. There's no quarterback through that has those credentials, and it's just the honest truth. I hate this. I love to say it, fuck Stafford. It's the honest truth.
I mean,
what I was saying to myself, I was like, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. I didn't know he only had 1 Pro Bowl. I swear to God, to this day, I didn't know he had 1 Pro Bowl. Never knew he didn't make an All-Pro. Second team All-Pro. It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. He's still going. Whoever know when your clock run out. Sean McVay talking about retiring because that cap, same thing with Sean Payton. That cap ain't looking too good. They got to keep Aaron. How they going to keep Jalen? How they going to keep Odell?
If the people that were in your way go in the Hall of Fame, does that exclude you? I mean, does that exclude you? If Drew Brees and Tom Brady and them got in the Hall of Fame? Like,
hey, man, Drew Brees been living off that 1 Super Bowl win, but he never had an MVP. He got a whole bunch of yards, and he made some appearances. He did. You can't say I'll get in and I don't have nothing. But 1 Pro Bowl, I got that's all I'm getting in based off of. He got nothing. I'm just saying, like, Richard Sherman got a point. Now, Richard Sherman was like, I'm definitely should get in. Okay, he's definitely gonna get in, but first ballot, I'm not sure. But he was telling the truth, bro. Like, at this point, because it's gonna be some turbulence on Cam, it's turbulence on Donovan McNabb right now. McNabb numbers are better than Troy Aikman's, but they won't let him in.
Yeah.
He won't. Cam Newton is a 3-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 2015 MVP, and 2015 AP Offensive Player of the Year, right?
Yep.
And why? And then just act like this never was a conversation. And let's say, I don't know, in 10 years, Cam is up for debate. Oh, he's definitely not. But you just said Stafford was.
Has he ever thrown for over 4,000 yards?
I'm pretty sure he hasn't, but I got it right here.
No.
Yes, his rookie year, he actually threw for 4,051. That's wild, but he actually has.
Little bit.
Bro, shit, his rookie year threw for 4,051. There you go.
I'm saying. You take each individual. You let him in too.
There's a certain criteria you have to meet. I don't know what it is. It is a certain criteria you have to meet. It should be a certain criteria a guy have to meet. He has no accolades to show for it. None. Can't be a rapper without the chain and the watch at least and a little wrist. He has no accolades. He's never been the best in this division. Never been the best in this conference. He's never. Not for 1 year. Not for 1 year. I can't think of another quarterback who has the same credentials or less that's in the Hall of Fame. I can't. I looked at Terrell Davis. His credentials was way better. I'm pretty sure Gale Sayers, they had short careers. You can't. You can do your. I've been asking this question all day. I would love somebody just DM me. Damn, Gale Sayers passed. I missed that one. Rest in peace. Just look, Gale Sayers, he was a 4-time Pro Bowl, 5-time All-Pro. And in his prime, before he got injured, 65, 66, 63, 68, 69. So he played 5 years. The next 2 years he only played 2 games. So he has a 5-year resume. And in them 5
So
years,
with 2 more titles, does he get in?
well, man, he got to do something. I would say MVP. He gets in. If he win 2 more titles and 2 Super Bowls and win Super Bowl MVP, I'm fine with that. He can get in. If he go on to win 2 more titles, cool. He win 1 more. I'm willing to have that debate. If he get 1 All-Pro and he win the NFC with a Pro Bowl, whatever you All-Pro, you should be a Pro Bowl. Let's forget the Pro Bowl. He should get in.
Some argue he should have got MVP this year in the Super Bowl.
Well, at the end of the day, Cooper Kupp got rewarded. I thought he won it, to be honest. I turned it off as soon as Joe Burrow, even before he hit the ground, if he did. I thought that he was going to win it for that last job, but Cooper Kupp got rewarded for not being the MVP and being the Offensive Player of the Year. That's why he got rewarded. That's as simple as that. They rewarded him. Shout out to Cooper Kupp. He had the little 7-yard run.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't have Odell. If Odell would have stayed, Stafford probably would have been Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. That's just what it is. I mean, it is what it is. White on white crime. Okay. You don't see that every day. Deshaun Watson trade is correct. He looking at the Bucks, the Vikes. It is what it is.
Man, he gonna turn around and shoot me right in the back.
Dog, it is what it is. Rodgers leave and Watson come in.
It appears he wants to go to a loaded core.
Oh, I mean, I guess. And then the Vikings offensive line got a lot better too.
Yeah,
sure did. Who they just add? They added an additional pick. What's the brother they added? I think he was from Vitek. They added last year. One of the offensive line.
Darisaw.
Oh man, I was in love with Darisaw tape, man. Woo! I wouldn't been mad with him moving back to get him. Darisaw straight beast. They built that offensive line. It don't matter when you got Kirk Cousins in the back. And Houston would love to have Kirk Cousins. For sure. He said, yeah, we definitely need defensive help. Yeah, y'all trying to change philosophy, bro. Y'all trying to shoot it out with Kansas City, bro. Come on. Can't do that. Willis or Tyler Huntley. They ain't letting go Tyler Huntley because Lamar ain't got paid yet.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, he ain't got paid yet. He gonna be there. I love to get Willis, bro, but Detroit gonna get pillow talk. That's all it is. And somebody gonna snatch
year where people get bullied into taking somebody they quote unquote supposed to take or they not supposed to take around that number. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just get bullied by the fans and all these so-called analysts instead of taking who they supposed to take. It's all good though.
I looked at Willis Jr. tape, bro. I took him coming out last year. He's an elite. Like the only thing that's bad about when I seen him junior tape is just his footwork. He understands how to read defenses. He has a rocket of an arm, but his footwork is on his heel, his feet cross, his heels click. He throw jumping bombs. You know what I'm saying? He jump off the ground and throw bombs. Just footwork.
Yeah.
I mean, you paying Jared Goff $30-something million. You can let the man sit for a season. That's all it is, footwork.
Yeah.
Well, you talking about as far as what's very impressive about him. I think his ability to read the defenses. I always he can't read names. His ability to read defenses and his arms talent is wild, but man, third to that is his shift, bro. This dude is not only is he elite in straight line, he's a shifty guy. He quick and fast.
And then this is one of the most beautiful positions for a rookie quarterback because we got block. Everywhere else you going, they ain't gonna have no block. Like if Pickett go to Pittsburgh, I feel sorry for him. They ain't gonna be blocking for him.
Yeah, he used to play up there too. I mean, Willis.
He's gonna be running for his life.
Willis is elite, bro. I would say he is elite.
And with our block,
I wouldn't even worry about him this year. I let Jared Goff lose 11 straight games, then we can talk about putting him in there. I would allow him to just learn with Mark Brunell, Ben Johnson, learn. But it's gonna be hard to keep him off the field, bro. It's gonna be hard. Elite. But I don't mean elite athlete neither. Elite. He's an elite football player. And whoever get him, bro, I don't think he make it past the Giants. I don't care what they say about Daniel Jones, how much they love Daniel Jones. Stafford has led the NFL in picks 4 times and led the NFL in receptions once, which is this year. That one time leading pick was this year, and also one of the 4 pick 6 leading was also this year too. Eli Manning, the reason he was able to get over all them picks and stuff, he won championships. He had elite run. He had 2 elite runs. Really, he would have had a third if Odell and them didn't go on that boat. Because them niggas on that boat start dropping passes. Eli career, I was there the second time he beat Tom Brady. By the way, shout out, that was Super Bowl definitely worth it. Eli two elite runs. That's why Eli in there. Patrick Willis, Torrey Hart, DeMarcus Ware, Devin Hester were looked over for the Hall of Fame this year. Not people trying to say Stafford. Come on. Yeah, Torrey Hart was a hell of a player. Patrick Willis, man, he left the game prematurely. But bro, if you read that man's story, bro, if you're talking about stories, read about his pops, bro. Like Patrick Willis, out of all those guys you named, Willis deserved to get in. Willis was the best player to his position in a great era. Ray Lewis is still ticking. Luke Kuechly, he played with another great Navarro Bowman. Patrick Willis was elite. He deserved to get in. Torrey Hart, he definitely deserved to get in. DeMarcus Ware, hell of a player, put us football in there, deserved. Devin Hester, probably one of the greatest receivers
ever.
Yeah, and also he talked about how the coach at Miami sabotaged his career. Go listen to that interview he did with Shannon Sharp. Also, Fred Taylor ain't got in. Corey Dillon ain't got in. I think those are travesties. I think all those guys you just named, plus Fred Taylor and Corey Dillon, deserve to get in. I remember Corey Dillon used to run on us every time he came and played here. Corey Dillon was an absolute. Fred Taylor was a mon. Look at Fred Taylor numbers. Fred a good guy. Why Fred don't deserve to get in? Because he played in Jacksonville? Come on. Him and Corey Dillon, man. Corey Dillon topped his career off with a Super Bowl in New England. I don't think Fred won when he went up there, though. She doesn't even understand how her product is throwing the city of Detroit under the bus. That's her product, Kelly. Buy Detroit Rams gear you want to. It don't make me no difference. Y'all showed up and out for Stafford. We had this highest we was the second city behind Cincinnati in TV ratings for the Super Bowl. So shout out. Don't think Sheila and Woods from the business market standpoint how bad this is. Sheila don't know nothing. Rod Woods don't know nothing.
Hey, CJ, I got to sign off, my brother. Thanks for having me, dog.
No, appreciate it.
All right.
They don't know nothing either. Rod Wood is a businessman. He learning as he go. Name a season where Stafford led the league in pass yards, completions, and touchdowns. It doesn't probably exist. Jalen, salute. This season went by fast. To be honest, I'm ready for next year. I definitely finna be going to the Cowboy game. We're gonna be a loser. Come join us and be losers. But yeah, it did kind of go by fast, to be honest, bro. But I didn't really enjoy this season at all. It ain't because the Lions was bad or not good. Now, it's always the same shit year in and year out with the Lions. I just didn't find it fun. As you get older, you kind of start feeling that way. I just didn't. I don't know. I ain't really like the Raiders and Chargers game. Great game, but for the most part, the primetime games was shitty. This year, I've been stopping watching Monday Night Football years ago. It's been terrible. On Sunday night, it was terrible this year, other than the Chargers Raiders game. So the Lions game were the Lions game. It wasn't a word. We was competitive, even though we lost 10, 11, 12 steps. We was competitive at damn near every game except for Cincinnati and Philadelphia before we got a win. Got Seattle that after we got a win. But yeah, it was just us losing games at the last minute. The Baltimore game, the second half we lost against Green. We was competitive. So as a league year, this was nowhere near one of the worst Lion years. As a league year, it was terrible. I'm pretty sure that TV ratings reflect what I'm saying. Just my opinion. I only watched the halftime show. I went to go shovel snow for the halftime show. I don't care about rap halftime shows. There is no entertainment. Watch a rap concert. I always like going to different concerts, like the OJ's time, number. I just never was a rap concert. You don't get no bang for your dollar unless somebody like MC Hammer dancing. And say you just hear somebody just rapping and holding a microphone. Ain't playing the guitar, nothing. It's just my opinion. He said the title of this video, the fact considering Stafford was a Hall of Famer, they smoked some first one Pro Bowl, wasn't MVP of the Super Bowl. I don't think MVP of the Super Bowl would have got him that either. He said, I think The year the Ravens won was the best NFL season. That year the Seahawks won. Oh yeah, I don't remember that year, but I remember the NFC Championship. You try me with a star receiver like Michael Crabtree, that's the result you're gonna get. Yeah, that NFL going down, and it's going down fast, but people don't see it. But you know what make the descent so unnoticeable is because not no other sport is stepping up. Baseball, it refuses to modernize, and basketball is less masculine by the game. What sport? How do you consider a sport if you can't touch nobody? You know what I'm saying? I think basketball is the same as NASCAR. You know, just because you can run, but you can't touch nobody. You can't be physical. You know, Michael Jordan started that crap when you couldn't touch nobody. So ain't no other sport that's about to rise up and take it from football. Hockey, the only candidate. And they shot themselves in the foot with the lockout. Has they not had a lockout, bro? Hockey be biting on the NFL's heels, man. By far. NFL, they be playing the funeral music. You know, but basketball is just such a beta male sport, bro. You can't bum no, but man, they be calling foul. I hate the way they turn basketball. Hate it. I can't even watch the games unless it's Pistons. You know what I'm saying? I watched the first game. I actually sit down and watched the second, like the third, fourth quarter was the Warriors and Lakers this weekend. And it's a disgusting sport, bro. And football, trying to catch them, targeting rules in college, get more hits in high school. Can't hit nobody no more. Can't touch the quarterback. Man, Tom Brady, I love Tom Brady. Wouldn't have been no 44-year-old quarterback playing with Lawrence Taylor around. Deacon Jones, Reggie White. You got a strike zone for the quarterback. What are we playing, fencing? I don't think Sheila understands how bad her product franchise is, no matter how many media stations say. She will allowing the city of Detroit to take, and I think he's an L, right? I mean, it is. I mean, when you getting a $250 million check before the season snap, won't you say your business is good? And that's just that's TV money. Most years, a couple years ago before the pandemic, they got a $250 million check, $250 million before football was snapped. Think about that, $250 million check. Shit, business sounds good to me. And then the white folks of Michigan or the folks outside of Michigan, outside of Detroit, you know, outside or in metro area on out, they come and spend money and buy liquor. And no matter how bad the Lions are, they continue to buy season tickets. They continue to show up. They continue to buy beer. They continue to tailgate. And we all kind of guilty of it. We are hypnotized by the losers. Even if they have 50 points to nothing at halftime, we thinking about how they going to lose. You know, it's a tradition in Detroit. On Sundays, maybe Monday night, maybe Saturday nights, and one Thursday out the year, we all conditioned to watch and lose. And as long as we keep buying shirts, hats, I'm guilty of all of this. 2A bought some in a minute. Shirts, hats, that's licensed by the NFL apparel. As long as we buy season tickets, as long as we buy single tickets, as long as we take our kids down to the Roar Zone and all that type of stuff, we will continue to get the same results. It had only when they went on 16 where funding pulled. When we pull funding, when we defund the Detroit Lions, it's never gonna happen. So till you defund, till you start blacking out the games and streaming them, until then, there you go. The Pistons defund them niggas in a minute. Auburn Hills, Pontiac, Cobo, Little Caesars. If they not winning, people will not come. Why is the Pistons got a little bit of buzz not outside of Cade Cunningham? It's because they embrace the inner city. The NBA, thanks to Allen Iverson, is not scared to embrace the culture of hip hop. The black in Detroit, they got the ice cam. The rappers come out. They allow them to perform. They say, at least we're not going to win. We get a niggas a concert. Niggas love dancing. You know? The Lions will never embrace. Big Sean, good rapper. Nobody consider him a Detroit rapper. Just like Eminem. Nobody considered them Detroit rappers. If you grew up in Detroit, you know the real rappers was Rock Bottom, Big Hurt, Blade Icewood, Wipeout, Eastside Cheddar Boy, Street Lords, Malik. You go a little bit further back to the 90s, The Boss. You know, that was Detroit rap. Shout out to Castle. You put her in there. That's our culture. I'm a Cheddar Boy, baby. That was us. That was Detroit rap. They are embracing the Icewear Vezos, the Babyface Rays, the Payroll Giovanni's. And they have no other choice because without embracing the inner city, nobody's coming to the Little Caesars Arena unless you put a winner on the floor or unless the CK Cunningham. The Lions will never stoop that low in their minds, which is not a stoop low. That's what Detroit is. That's the culture. The NFL will never embrace the hip-hop culture. So then again, they live off of everything outside of Detroit City. And yeah, you have a couple people in Detroit that'll go, but everything outside of the Detroit limits, maybe not so much Novi, Livonia, a lot out of there. The west side of the state, Grand Rapids, whatever you got, Harbor, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, go up there to Traverse City. Whoever, Lansing, they get more of them. Now, if you go a little bit closer to the Upper Peninsula and to Wisconsin, they are Packer fans for the most part. And that's the honest truth, bro. She doesn't understand, bro. Nope, they never understand. Like I said, that Mr. Ford, look at the history. I really tempted to start a TikTok. I probably call it Motor City Sports Talk Detroit Facts or something like that, just to keep the brand alive. But people don't understand some of the facts about Detroit. Once you get to reading, bro, some of the facts about Detroit, bro, will blow your mind. If you knew some of the things that went on in this city, bro, how they blame black people for the financial debt in the city of Detroit, it's not true. When Albert Cobo came in as the financial crisis mayor, to get the paperwork together, the city was still segregated. So how can so Detroit has always had funding problems. It's not a Kwame thing. It's not what's the other brother name that went to jail just got out? The one that was on the news, the bald-headed guy, can't think his name. It's not a black thing. It's a Detroit thing. Not a Dave Bing thing. Charles Pugh. It's not a Charles Pugh thing. He was down at the city council building. Let's go down there. Some tests down there to work for the city. Whatever. It's not a black thing. It was before it was a black thing. It's a lot of facts about Detroit. Why they changed Cobo. Because of Albert Cobo's history and not wanting to let black people integrate into the city of Detroit. It's a lot of facts about they say the Masonic symbols downtown. What's the true facts about the Masonic symbols downtown? It's crazy. I was trying to kind of read into some of this stuff, bro, about the facts of the city and how Mr. Ford got the team. He didn't get the team because he wanted the team. They gave him the team to keep him out of the Ford Motor Company meetings. Some of the things that went under his watchful eye and talk about placism and racism in the Ford Motor Company, crazy. But that was common. It wasn't an anomaly. It was common. That Ford company down there on by AK Steel, which they bought that, the root, whatever, down there on Miller Road, has a lot of history. I used to work at AK Steel, man. I was doing security a while ago. That's what they shut it down. They used to take all the guns that you would turn in, they will confiscate. They burned them down there. A lot of history, bro. A lot of history down there. A lot of people don't even understand how he got the Lions. See what that he wanted them. Stay out of her meeting room. You messing stuff up. Take the Lions. Work on that. That's how they got them. NFL to solve their problem. If they're not going to give blacks teams, which the Broncos are selling, I think the Jaguars, he might sell it. A lot of frustration going there with Shad Khan, only minority owner. It could be other couple teams. The Bears has been rumored they can sell. Donald Trump couldn't buy the Bills. You could be the president before you could buy an NFL team. And it's hard to get into, but a lot of those owners They were owners during segregation, bro. You know how they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks? That's true. That's true. That's something that's been embedded into the ownership, into these minds. It's not because they haven't seen the changes. It's just the way business is ran. That's just the way Jerry do. You never heard nobody accuse players love Jerry Jones. Black players, white, they love Jerry Jones. It's just the way it was. And if I'm 80, 90 years old, I'm not expected to change. They employ Roger Goodell. Goodell can want all the change he wants in the world. He can want all the change he wants in the world, but he's employed. Now you say, well, what would help with this situation with Goodell working for the owner? Well, NFLPA and the NFL owners settle on one or compromise on one commissioner. They vote on one guy. It's a lot of things that could change in the NFL that can promote change as far as minorities, as far as fluidity, as far as hiring guys in the process. But the number one thing is minorities have to own something. Blacks have to have at least 4 teams out of the 32 for some change to start. And just getting the ball rolling. Once you get a boulder rolling off the cliff going to do the rest. The boulder's momentum is going to do the rest. So it's just starting. People say, well, 4 is a little too low. No, it's not. 4 is enough. If you see one franchise have a lot of success, right, out of the 4, it's a copycat league. Remember listening as a kid, Warren Sapp saying the option would not work in the league. And I forget who tried to run the option. Forget who it was. You fast forward 10 years later, 8 years later, 7 years later, 12 years later, man, the wildcat option was fired. Things change. Whoever knew the NFL would copycat the college football and spread system? Come on, Cliff Kingsbury was undefeated running the spread the majority of the season. He said, I don't think Sheila understood. Okay, I read that one. He said, Jalen Facts, James Smith, you think the NBA went in decline post 2010 before? I can't really give you a numbers history, but obviously for us, when the Pistons won it, it was peak. It was a great summer. I tried Ethiopian food for the time. It was the last great summer I had as a under an adult, young adult, teenager, pre-teenagers. We all was in the same thing. But before that, you had the Nets and the Lakers series, the Lakers blowing out the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. You had the Nets and the Pacers getting destroyed in the fight. You had the Spurs boring, the Pistons boring, dominations, and Indiana boring for a minute. So the 2000s, especially when the Spurs started really getting in there, not to fake the NBA lockout, that was a decline. The numbers was down. That was before technology really kicked butt and took names. So that Pacers, Pistons, Lakers, Nets runs, Spurs runs, that's what really started the decline of the NBA. And then also when the Pistons and Spurs were making it there, and they was winning with defense and minimal offense in the 80s, and they was winning in the 80s, 70s. I remember one time we played Boston, the playoffs, and the game was in the 50s in the fourth quarter, 60s. They started changing the rules where they didn't want 50, 60, 70-point games. You had it in the half now. They didn't want that no more. So they artificially, especially the Pistons and Spurs when they took away hand checkings in the 90s, but they really got in on hand checking. They really took away defense. And now what you have is they turn the entire pendulum instead of finding a balance, where a balance could have been. It don't necessarily have to be a balance like this. It can be a balance like this, like this, like this, like overall. But they found the balance like this. And now it's just as not entertaining as the defense here and the offense here. It does, they need to find some type of common balance, which it doesn't mean equal. Common is like I can accept here, maybe here. And when they couldn't find the common balance, and they just flipped it over. Nobody want to see a 80 uncompetitive 80-point game in the second half. We want to see competitive basketball play that is competitive, but it's still a balance of defense and offense being implemented. And that's what makes it on the track. Everybody's shooting threes. They trying to eliminate the center. Okay, the center was never cool. The centers never had the great shoes or great endurance. Fine, but we can't eliminate them. We can't eliminate them. We have to find some type of common balance. And that's the issue. So I would say the decline in the NBA started with that era: Spurs, Lakers, Pacers, Nets, Pistons, and the TV ratings. And they tried to flip it the other way around and say all offense, no defense, and it's still not attractive. If you got an ugly face, you got big tits, you're still ugly. You got an ugly face and big booty, still ugly. Got big booties, big titties, and still you got an ugly face. Okay. I'll take a chance on that. You know? Because in the day, I got booties and titties. You know? So this is what it is. Everybody's artificially trying to find ratings. And we need to find an artificial common balance. Somebody dog. That's a cat. I really can't be telling from my window. I think that's a dog. Somebody dog got loose. Sad. Too cold to be loose out here today. He said, don't y'all it's about to snow tomorrow. Don't y'all realize this is capitalism society? They don't care about the product they putting on the field. They know people showing up watching no matter what. Them $16 beers and parking, the chips, whatever you buy, the nachos. When I worked at Ford Field, they fed us though. I will say that about Safe Management. They fed us good. I used to enjoy working the games. I knew my sections. I got to know the season ticket holders. I got to meet some players. I actually got to go to country concerts and go to Taylor Swift concerts and shit. It was pretty cool. You know, Taylor Swift gave a damn good performance. Don't know none of her songs, but shit, she had a good performance, bro. You know, got to see Beyonce perform in Indianapolis at the Super Bowl. I think Missy Elliott popped up. You know, if you're good with people, it's a good experience going down to Ford Field and working. They pay for your parking every Sunday. You know, like I said, they feed you, get paid pretty good. It's a nice little side gig. Good way if you got to work Sundays, get out of work Sundays. It's solid, bro. They treated me good down there. People that have been working down there since it opened. Can't purchase a Lions t-shirt, jersey until we do something different and trade for Watson. I mean, Watson ain't gonna come here, but something gotta happen. Malik Willis pushing pressure on the draft. Malik Holliberry's unhappy, pushing pressure in there. But I'll tell you about Willis, bro. I haven't looked at everybody, but Willis is outstanding. He's an outstanding football player. Now, will that translate to him being a great football player? I don't know. I can't call it. But you know, he's out of kind. He has an understanding through his junior tape of how to read defense, how to look safeties off. If he be good, I wouldn't be surprised. And I was wrong about Michael Parsons. Parsons is a beast. He a dog. He a problem. You know, Michael Parsons, I was wrong there. I was right. He the real deal Holyfield. You know, he's a real deal Holyfield. He got people saying you got LT comparisons. But I didn't see that in college. I seen it, but I didn't really see the moves. But when he can keep covering. He got counter moves. And that's when you talk about little back draft chop up, right? And that's kind of what you see with Aiden Hutchinson. Or not what you see. It's like he ain't a great technician. He not a great athlete. He not good in the strength department. You know what I'm saying? He's solid across the board. There's no elite. His elite attribute is ability to bend and get under offensive linemen. And when he get in that quarterback zone, that's where Aiden Hutchinson athleticism is. That's his best attribute. Now, I don't know him in the interview process, But once he get up under the offensive line, his ability to bend and he get into that quarterback sack range, nobody like him closing the distance on the quarterback. But the problem is he's not elite. He has a good motor. He doesn't have an elite motor. He got good speed, but it's not elite. He got okay strength, nowhere near elite. But his elite ability is able to get on the edge, get under, and when he get in that quarterback sack range, he's an animal. But do I think he worth a top 2 pick? No, I don't think I think he worth maybe 15 at best. Care if you're a local guy or not. I don't see elite. With Michael Parsons, elite athleticism. Well, with Aiden Hutchinson, nothing is elite, but his bend and his closing on quarterbacks. That's what's elite. Now, Thibodeau, I'm gonna do some hard work on Thibodeau to get from Purdue. What I can say about Malik Willis, bro, and I could be 100% wrong on both of these guys. What I can say about Willis is he has multiple elite from his junior year college attributes. He's shifty as all out. I don't know how Bo Nix beat him. Maybe it's a Jake Frommler. He's an elite athlete. Going straight line, going laterally. He got an elite cannon. He understands defensive concepts. The bad thing, the ugliest thing about Willis is his footwork. His footwork will help, his mechanics will help his accuracy down the field and all underneath. But this kid on natural talent is as accurate as you're going to get off natural talent. Feet crossing, heels clicking, throwing the ball while jumping up in the air. He's a beautiful mess, like somebody said on YouTube. That's what he is. But he has elite attributes. He has multiple elite attributes. Could he come in and play from day one? I mean, yeah, he going to get by off natural ability, but that's not what you want. You don't want a kid to get off by natural ability, go out there, get smacked, and look like Justin Fields, and it's over with. You want him to be able to go out there and be a pocket passer first. This is what you want. And his footwork will determine, the speed in that field will determine how good he's going to be. But if I'm picking now, he's definitely in that conversation. If I'm the Giants, if I'm Houston, love Davis Mills. If I'm Detroit, he's definitely in that conversation. You tell me, what's the difference between Trubisky going that high and Willis going that high? Willis' tape is by far better than Trubisky. Arm, accuracy, footwork. Although maybe Trubisky had better footwork. I don't know. It's not close. You took defensive players, or you just took Jeff Okudah that high. We can't get any edge help. Well, shit, you didn't have nothing last year, and the defense held up just fine. You find edge help through this court. But if I'm coming away from this draft and I'm Detroit, I'm gonna look at Thibodeau. I'll give Honest Seven, give the kid at Purdue, Mississippi State, a couple other edge guys. If I'm Detroit, what's gonna change my trajectory? 1, 2, 3. What's gonna change it? Not Aiden Hutchinson. He ain't Lawrence Taylor. He ain't Michael Parsons. He ain't Myles Garrett. He ain't Von Miller. Right? Another thing about him and Thibodeau, they too light in the ass. So can I really put them on the front side and they be able to hold up on the run side? Can I put them on the back side? Can they whoop an average left tackle? Absolutely. But you know what they're going to do to them? They're going to run right at them. And right then and there, they both have injury problems. They both too light in the ass. And I have to see. And Thibodeau's athleticism is going to be why he probably go first. It's an elite attribute. But and he plays the run pretty good for his size as well, too. But me personally, that kid Willis is gonna be special, bro. He gonna be special. He may not be the best guy in this. He's gonna be special. But like I said, you need to do something different. You took defense top 5, you took receivers top 5, you took defensive tackle top 5. You took, last time you took a quarterback top 5, just won a Super Bowl. What's gonna change? Cornerback, that was a mistake. I knew that. You took a left tackle last year. You took Centers, took guards, Laken Tomlinson, Riley Reeves, Travis Swanson in the second, third, fourth round, Graham Glasgow. You took all over the board. What's going to change this trajectory? What's going to change the culture? A quarterback can change the culture instantly. So it's up to them to figure it out. But Hutchinson, man, I wouldn't touch him on the 10th, top 15 pick. I think I might look at a Jabba, but I can't say I looked at Jabba. But I just don't. I mean, I could be wrong about Michael Parsons last year. I didn't see a position, but I'm looking at Willis Jr. tape. I'm gonna look at the senior tape, and I'm gonna look at Carson Strong, Matt Carroll, Kenny Pickett. But man, the kid is got an attractive game tape. You do. So Kyle Hamilton, very, very special athlete. Derek Stingley, special guy. But nothing changes the trajectory like a quarterback. But Hutchinson, I don't see the hype. Tell Braylon I said that. I don't know if Braylon riding with him, but I don't see it. I see a solid football player that should go from 15 to 32. Cheeseburger, the Rams have no more cap space or picks. That's why Sean McVay about to get out of there. Fords are Freemasons. Oh, there you go. I don't know about that. There you go. Ferguson is his name. The Chargers are selling, I think, because Sam Kroenke ain't play his end of the bill on that building. Go read about that. And okay, I ain't gonna read all that. You can go have them knocking at my door. I'm sitting right to your ass. Deshaun Watson interested in the Vikings and Tampa. Can't wait till they clear these allegations so he can play. Dude's immensely talent. Yeah, he gonna be a thorn in our side. Support the channel, Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Appreciate that. Just share the video, thumbs up. I don't care what nobody say. Goff is garbage. He got intangibles. You just can't teach. Willis may be sitting for a year or getting work with Brunel can do him wonders. Man beats more. I agree. It's just the feet and just getting acclimated to the speed. Yeah, I've seen his junior tape and I'm slow. I'm gonna look at Carson Strong. I love the way Carson. I might just take two quarterbacks. I love Carson Strong too. I love Carson Strong too. The way Carson Strong could throw a football, man. I was in love with his arm. I ain't gonna lie. But Malik Willis tape, he's elite in multiple categories. How you feel about Carroll? I like him. I haven't looked at the tape, but I've seen some games. I like Carroll too. Good athlete as well. Good arm. Lane Kiffin always had you ready. Like his deep ball accuracy. I've seen him a couple years when he first got there. They was playing somebody in the West Coast a couple years before the pandemic, maybe. Yeah, it was a year before the pandemic. I think it might have been. Or maybe it was the pandemic. They're playing somebody on the West Coast, man. He was lighting somebody up. I can't remember who the team was. Carroll. I would be surprised if Carroll was a elite quarterback. He got a lot of elite tools. Yeah, he got a lot of elite tools. Arms, talent. He got some good accuracy, solid athleticism. Yeah, but I think my favorite arm out this draft is Carson Strong. I think, people say, well, Malik got the best arm out this draft as far as power. Carson Strong, he on his heels. He on his heels. Carson Strong just got the knee injury, But Carson Strong might be the best opportunity for him to come to Detroit. Got a good offensive line. Phillip Rivers, he couldn't move. Peyton couldn't move. Eli was a little bit more athletic. So, I like Carson Strong, bro. That's my guy. I like Carroll, too. Been watching him a few years. Yeah, he gives me J.J. Watt, but I bet top dollar he's going to be injured from year one. Give me Willis. Well, J.J. Watt, man, like I said before about J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt is a first ballot Hall of Famer. To get 20-something sacks from the 3-4 defensive end, I forget what technique they call it, that is abnormal. So J.J. Watt is an elite talent. But when you putting 3 down linemen down, you ask him to eat up space, that take a lot of toll on your body, bro. And when it's you and it's 2 offensive defensive linemen, depending on what linebacker doing, what side of the field you coming to going. J.J. Watt, man, I'm not surprised that he getting injured, bro. If J.J. Watt was able to play the 3 technique and the 4-3, J.J. Watt probably would be fresh as a cucumber, So yeah, it's messed up, bro. It's just the position that he play. It's J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt. We got to see at the combine. That's why, that's just my premature. See how he line up physically. But he has the build of a speed guy. He's built for speed, but he don't have elite speed. Georgia has some guards at tackle, and they handled them. Deshaun in, he said the Chiefs won against the Bengals like that, so I don't think the Rams would have won. But like you said, since Andrew Reid don't run the ball, but yeah, anytime the Bengals, it was the clash of the dumb coaches, the dumb play callers. Wait till if I get my hands on some film, some Bengal film, somebody can help me out. I will get a Patreon and I will charge $1, $2 to show that film. The Bengal film is on the Bengals and Chiefs film. Everybody can see it. If I can find somewhere to get their film for the Super Bowl, their offensive snap, I will show you how dumb they runs were. If you pan a two-man shell, two over the top, no matter what you play, if it's cover four mean you got four guys playing deep. That's what cover four mean. Cover two mean you got two over the top. Two men under, two over the top. You got somebody, robbing the middle of the field. You got one playing single, mostly playing single high. But if you're playing too high, it could be a cover two shell, 2-man high, single man with you can play combination of man and zone. You have to run the ball. You have to take advantage of the box. And you can do it with numbers. I could put 2 tight ends in there, 2 receivers, was it 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, a back, right? I can even go 2 tight ends, a fullback, a running back, 1 receiver. All right, and I can even have one of my backs be Jamar Chase or be T. Higgins and flex them out and get numbers. I can flood the safeties. I can send everybody going deep. That's what they were trying to do versus Kansas City. It was the Titans. They was trying to flood. They had all their receivers basically to the left. Everybody was flooding what they was doing. That way you get somebody going deep. So let's say you have somebody run a fly. Then you have somebody run a deep post. Then you got somebody run like a crossing route. Then, they would have somebody run like whatever, a shallow crossing route. And they would try to get the safety, one safety to take the fly route. They would try to get the other safety to pick up to make a decision to pick up the deep post. And then if he took the deep post, then they hit that deep crossing route across the middle and get one-on-one, off the defender. That's what they was trying to do. But if I can't block nobody, it takes time for people to get across the field. So it ain't 1, 2, 3 step. That's a 7-step drop. He didn't have 7 steps versus Tennessee. He had 5. He didn't have 3. He didn't have a hitch, nothing. So when they give you that 2-man look, there are several options you can do. My favorite option, when they pass rush is very aggressive. Do what they used to do in Dominican Sue, Fairley, and Van der Bosch, Averill, and all them. You just run a delay. You run a draw. You let the pass rush get up the field, hand it off. If you got anybody stacking the box against you, putting everybody at the line like Tennessee, guess what? Run the ball because you might take a loss, but if your running back is able to get past a stacked box, it's you and the safety because the corners on the outside getting blocked. They might have a chance, but if you're putting everybody in the box, I run the ball, and if he break the line of scrimmage, he off to the races. It's you versus the safeties and versus the corners. So anytime you get it too high, get numbers. Go heavy. Go 3 tight ends, a fullback, a running back. Force them to drop them to give you the numbers. Even if you got to take put Chase Higgins at running back or Tyreek Hill at running backs and flex them out. Create mismatches, misdirections, or you can go heavy. You have to force them to drop that extra man in the box. It's imperative. When they don't know when to drop them or when to go, or they put them at the line, they put them back at safety, you keep them off balance. Football is a game of balance. If they don't know if you're running or going, you're in manageable downs, you winning. That's as simple as that. Dan Campbell simplified football for the Lions. Goff was just not the guy. I run the ball. I get in third and manageable, second and manageable. I could take a shot. Run the ball. Force them to stack the box. Go over the top. That's football. Also, you got the athleticism that the Bengals have. With an aggressive pass rush, I got screen plays, I got jailbreaks, I got bubbles, I got RPOs. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the ball out hot. Tight end screens, get the ball out hot. I go to hurry up, get the ball out hot. Even if I'm getting 2-3 yard gains. They tired. A missed tackle gonna happen. T. Higgins Chase going down the field. That's what you're trying to do. That's why you run a hurry up. Get there, go. Tired Aaron Donald out. Tired Von Miller out. And with the run the Bengals have, they coaching was atrocious, bro. It's the facts. It was bad. Offensively. Defensive coach deserved to be the head coach. The Rams are going to lose a lot of players this offseason. Yeah, I heard they're trying to look on the Stafford. I saw J.J. Watt walking by the VIP in Texas before. He's a monster of clothes. He's his brother big too. You know, you can't ask somebody to be in the trenches and take on that amount of space and to remain healthy. That's impossible. You know, so I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Like I said before, if I ever get my hands on that film, I want to just show you something that's basic. Anytime you see them two highs, it's run season, it's quick pass season, it's screen season. It's season to create. It's a season to create power. That's why the Cardinals not pretty good, bro. They don't have a power game. Every offense need a power. If it's the pistol, if it's the single back, if it's a full house, if it's an offset, off eye, near eye, you need power. And if you don't have a power formation, bro, you probably not gonna win in this league. Power football is a must for Kansas City to make the adjustment. It's a must for Cincinnati to stop from the Super Bowl losers, whatever you call it, laps they have. You have to get in there, line up. You have to be able to say, I have my 7, my 5, my 8, and we're going to run over you. When you don't have that mentality in football, bro, and you're not a physical football team, you're not going to win. There's a time and place where you need to get a yard. There's a time in NFL where they're going to stay over the top. They're going to study you. They're going to play deep, and they're going to force you to run over you. And if you don't have the 5-man, the tight end, the fullback, and you don't have an offensive coordinator that's going to be physical, what happened to Cincinnati, what happened to Kansas City, you're going to lose. No matter if it's Aaron Donald or not, there's a remedy for everybody. If I Aaron Donald and Von Miller, you best believe at some point I'm running hurry up. At some point we getting 3 yards, I'm getting back to the line, calling the play on the line, I'm running back at them, or I'm throwing over their head for a quick completion. I'm going to keep doing that. And when they take them off the field, then that's when we're going to go, we're going to play action, go over their head. That's how you handle them. You run right at them. Sweeps. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see a good sweep no more, bro. You don't see hella sweeps. Hey, misdirection. We don't see none of that no more. You see a fullback like Lorenzo Neal coming through. True, pow, right in somebody's mouth. That's how you play football. I don't care if Aaron Donald, Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor down there. If you show me two safeties high, especially if you in nickel, and I got a 5-man box with a nickel out in the field, or you send me 2 high with 3 linebackers and 4 defensive linemen, you best believe I'm coming full house, 2 tight end, or fullback, single eye, offset. Man, you best believe. You better might as well hit that train the Lions hit when they start winning. I'm lining up. And I'm making that safety get in the box, and then I'm highlighting Tyreek Hill, I'm highlighting Jamar Chase, and we're going to eat. How do you think the Rams offseason will look? I don't know. Better than the Saints, because the Saints got like $80 million in cap, 78 in cap penalty over the cap. So we'll see, man. Appreciate y'all. Hit the thumbs up button for your boy. Share the video. Tell your friends about me and my Chris Tucker voice. But I don't know, man. Sean McVay was talking about retiring. But I do appreciate y'all, man. Check out Detroit Lions one-on-one playlist. And what's I say today? The Pistons last game today, I think it is. So I might do some piss and talk Thursday. So peace. Before the All-Star break is the last game.